Oh, here we go. It was taking me a little bit longer to figure that out than it really should have. This one's pretty easy. We just have to bomb these cracks until we get them all lit up. I'm trying to think of how to do that properly, but we'll get it figured out. There we go, look at that. Easy enough. Actually, let's just hit them with the big boomer. Let's see if we can take them all out with a few of those. Sweet life potion. We're gonna put that on Maxim since it'll up his maximum health. And again, basically any of those potions like that I always like to apply to him since you can see our party changes, but I think we always have Maxim. So regardless of if other members change, he's not going to change. Okay, feel like I may have taken a wrong turn somewhere. But that's perfectly fine. We'll just fight the boss and then we'll go collect some of the other stuff later on. Giving Missy some more pets since he came back for a little bit more attention. Okay, this should be a pretty easy fight right here. Honestly, I think all I have to do is hit these mummies with like a few fireballs. I think that's what they're weak against. Unless they're weak against flash, then I'm going to feel real dumb. That did pretty well. That would have been nice if my turn was up a little bit sooner than theirs. I think this is another easy fight. I think all we have to do again is hit them with maybe some more fireballs. I'm going to have Maxim cast strong on those two. And I think these ones are slower than the mummy, so I think Maxim should be able to get his turn in first, before they do anyway. Okay, I was wrong. And when you're wrong, you're wrong. I don't know if he's going to stick around after that. He might just itch. But luckily, because we are a bit overpowered, that went super easily. Take another drink of my pre-workout. Caffeine is going to be the most important substance today. Again, especially considering the length of this game, it is a pretty long game. Normally I would escape, but again, there are some things that I missed in this dungeon for sure, so we're just going to take the long way out. I'm gonna save up here right here as well. More as just kind of a safety strat, since my health is kind of low, and I'm probably gonna have to fight a few enemies before I get out of here. Actually, let's escape that battle. And we can just do that. Actually, I don't know. Do I have another deadly sword in my inventory? I don't think I do. So, we'll fight these deadly swords, and hopefully we'll get another one. I do want 2 of them, because I think one of our other party members might be able to use them, besides Maxim. Like, I know Maxim's able to use the deadly sword, but I think one of our other party members, it might be a possibility as well. I could be wrong, though. Okay. I'm just going to hit them with a whole bunch of droplets, because they are weak against water. And droplet doesn't cost them much MP, so easy enough to drop on them. Nose was itching there. Okay, next room. We're done with that area. I don't think these guys are weak against droplet though, so we're gonna hit them with the fireball. Okay. I think when we started, we went this way originally, which is the way that we couldn't progress down because there was a bridge that was out. But I think we activated it now, so we should be good. Yeah, should be good. Did I not activate it? Oh my god. That was dumb, stupid, and dumb. Okay, let's go back up. We will go around. And then, yeah, we're going to activate that bridge so we can actually go get the item over there. Is it something super useful? It could be, actually. I think it might be more useful than the deadly sword. But I could be wrong. So I want to make sure I at least went in here and grabbed the stuff that was in here. Okay, I did. I'm just beginning not to trust myself on that. So, that's active. Now let's go back this way now. Cool. And look at that. We have a bridge we can cross now, and we will do just that. Stun this guy because honestly, I don't want to have to fight him. We're kind of low on health, and I don't feel like the experience is fully necessary. I mean, maybe. what's the worst that can happen? We get a bit more experience. We become stronger. I don't think that's too bad. But yeah, let's just escape from here, and then we'll warp back to Bound Kingdom, so I don't have to deal with any random encounters. Okay, so gotta talk to the king. Okay. Chat here really quick since Mavericks is online, but I don't know these paying attention right now. And that's really quick. Really just need to copy those phrases all the spam bots say so I can not have to worry about them. Also, I realized I forgot to bring up my queue thing again. There we go. A request queued up, so that's all good. Yeah, it's funny. I love how he's like, "Oh, sell him. Go back to go back to Pursuit, so that way you can lead people to safety." And then, basically, when she goes back, I don't think she ever evacuates anyone. I could be wrong, but don't think she does. So yeah, this time we're actually going to have Dakar in our party. Basically, we're going to have the strength and attack party. Dakar is not good. Like, Dakar can't do magic, Guy can't do magic. Maxim's mediocre at magic. He's decent at attack, he's decent at strength, but Dakar, I think, has the highest attack and strength, and then I think Guy is second. Though the fact that I have the Gade's blade on Guy probably means that he's going to outclass Dakar for now. So see, poor Dakar, he's normally, like, when you get him at this point in the game, if you actually did the game normally and didn't grind out levels to be Gades, he would be fairly strong compared to Guy, but this time he's going to be fairly weak compared to Guy. I just wanted to see if there's anything in here. Didn't think there would be, but figured I'd check anyway. We'll throw down the save. I don't feel like I've saved in the town for a bit. Oh, I just had a realization. Since we don't have Cell in the party, we're going to have to actually use, like, some warps, so... really quick, we're gonna get it outfitted. Actually, before I do that, let's equip what we have available. So, we're going to equip this. You can see it tanked Maxim's attack. And one other thing you can see here is that it is actually red. What that means, it is a cursed item. So, there is something you can do about cursed items. So we're going to go back to the priest really quick. You go up here, you tell him you want to lift a curse. It costs you 1,250. Not too bad. I mean, especially with how much money we have currently. And then I believe that after doing that, this should be much powerful than the bronze sword. Okay, maybe not more powerful than the bronze sword, but it's on par. And the other thing with it is the bronze sword has the water attack, but the deadly sword has bomb attack, which lets you attack all enemies. So honestly, I would much prefer it. The bomb attack also takes like a very marginal amount of like IP, so you can keep using it, whereas the water attack for the bronze sword takes a lot of IP. So you can only use that special attack like kind of seldom. Let's see what we have going on here. Is that any better? Nope. Nothing there. Well, here's the Brone helmet. Don't need that. Sneeze. I gotta sneeze. Okay, we will put this on him, and that, and then we will equip the Thunder Axe here. I think he's the only one that... I don't know, actually, let's see. Yeah, I don't know, I'm gonna keep Guy as the one with... Actually, no. We'll equip Guy with the Thunder Axe, and we'll equip Dakar with the Gates Blade. Like, Dakar is already doing more. Like, he already has a higher attack power than Guy. It looks like. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, he already has a higher attack power and a higher strength, and he's literally 13 levels less than Guy. So yeah, we're going to equip the Gates Blade to the car, and then yeah, we'll give the Thunder Axe to Guy. I mean, both of them really good. The Gates Blade will come in real handy later. And then, I guess we'll save just because we took that time to sort through our equipment. Okay, I wanted warps. So, I'm just going to pick up some escapes and some warps. I really don't need that many, honestly, because... this is, I think, the only time that we are going to be without a spellcaster in our party that can cast Escape and Warp. But I honestly can't remember, so... safety strat, you know? I also feel this inn should just let me stay here for free since I saved their prince, so... I'm just saying. So we will sort, and then the warp should be up here. Go back to Persolites. And there's a tower over here that I completely ignored earlier because honestly, it's not important at that point. You can't do anything there. But now it is important, so. Or maybe I have to actually go talk to the king in Persilite. Perkilite. I think it's that one, or no. Maybe it's the tower outside of Bound Kingdom. Let me go back to this tower once more, just in case. Okay, I was wrong. We go back to Bound Kingdom, we go to the tower over there. I guess we deal with this tower later. I know there's a tower somewhere around here. Is there a... I can't remember if there's a map or not. I don't believe there is, but if there was, that'd be beautiful. Let's see. Oh, here it is. Right here. Okay. We're just going to go this way for now, see if there's anything we can collect over here. Cross swords with the Red Guardian 3 times. I'm going to try and remember that because that is important later. So, cross swords with the Red Guardian 3 times, and then there will be something about Blue Guardian later. Oh, this is kind of a pain. Also, that was pretty weak given the amount of damage he should be doing with that. Maybe it's just because it's Dark type. Dark type is kind of like a mixed bag. Sometimes it does real well, sometimes it's kind of trash. But Takara is going to get a lot of levels, so it's not going to matter anyway. Also, given that Takar is he just leveled up to 21, that just shows you how over-leveled Maxim and Guy are at this point, so... Things here in this tower are actually pretty devastating. Also, I realized that I was supposed to pick up, or maybe get some more equipment in Bound Kingdom, and I totally forgot, so yeah, we might not have quite the equipment we would normally have here, but it's perfectly fine. Also, we don't have anyone super fast in our party, so there's definitely going to be some times where we're going to just get, like, beat down like that for a little bit. Okay, what we have to do here is go like this, and then just trap them in here like that. So that's one of those puzzles that's based on enemy movement. That one's simple enough though, really easy. Now let's see here. So we bring that down, and then we'll bring it around. Bring it around town. And the important thing here is not to shoot from here. You want to be behind the spike, or back where the spikes aren't up. If you shoot when the spikes are up, I think it actually, like, kind of technically kills you and makes you have to do the puzzle again. Like, it'll reset the room. So, it's a little bit of a pain to do that. I would definitely suggest not doing it that way. Okay, let's back attack this thing. Man, Gade's blade is not doing so good here. Though, on the flip side, eventually it'll come around. Eventually the car will do some damage. Up. Let's hit that one more time. And we'll try to go through here. I'm gonna have to fight these things anyway, so I'm gonna see if I can at least get some God in first, so some initiatives, but it doesn't look like that's gonna be the case. I'm just gonna have Maxim use Deadly Sword a lot, or I guess Bomb Attack a lot, since that hits out all the enemies, and it's a pretty strong attack, so. Also, you can see it takes basically no IP there, so it is fairly useful. I'm going to also try and Mega Quake on these guys, see how that goes. I am going to also try and save up Dakar's IP, because that Octo Strike ability is super awesome if you can, like, actually use it. And look at that, we were able to take everything out all at once. Can I get an initiative on this guy? Yes. I didn't know if that was going to work, but it totally did, so that's perfect. Also, like the bomb attack, the Catfish Jewel Earthquake doesn't take much IP, so pretty useful here. It doesn't do, like, major damage, but it does enough. Ooh, we got Pumpkin Jewel, actually. Let's see if that's better than what we have for anything. Raises intelligence, so not really. I mean, I could definitely use it to raise, like, Dakar's magic resist, but I think he's fine since he's got, like, plenty of defense, plenty of, well, I don't want to lower his agility, I don't want to lower his attack, and I don't want to lower his defense, just for a bit of magic resist and intelligence. He's got a lot of health, so he can just soak up blows. Okay, well that's a bit of a pain. I didn't have to actually go in there. That's just a hint for this room that you want to take this door. Basically, it's telling you that there is a false door, so avoid that, take the real door. Okay. I guess we'll just attack everything here. I think Dakar should be able to take out one of these on his own. Because I honestly think that these are not strong against Dark Attack. Like, I don't think they're weak to it, but I don't think they have natural resistance. Okay, that was a lie. Apparently they do. Apparently Dakar is just useless. Okay, let's see here. Let's go this way first. Because I think that going this way, it'll basically let you drop down to that room down there, so... Deadly Sword is shit against Deadly Armor, so that's a good thing to know. I couldn't remember that. Now I am reminded. Look at that, dude. Dakar is finally doing some damage. I think I'll use him to cast Flash, since that should be at least do some damage there. And let's see. Okay, not quite what I was hoping for. I guess, did I get a Deadly Armor out of that battle? Doesn't look like it. Well, that's a little bit of a pain. I think there might be some more Deadly Armors throughout here, so if I can, I would definitely like to collect some of those. Not worth it. Worth it. Also, it's real bad when our capsule monster gets the second part of the initiative, because he's actually pretty slow. So, it just tells you how slow my current party is. And now that we've seen that, we should have actually went this way. There's a lot of items over here, but there's a lot of enemies, so we're just going to do that. And so I don't use up all of my magic power, I am going to hit them with some high potions. And that should get us, if not too full, at least close to full. Also, when you critical with the Deadly Sword, I think it does a bit more than your normal crits. As you can see, it did some major damage there, so... It's kind of like a, well, it's a double-edged sword, you know? Sometimes you do more damage, sometimes you don't do shit for damage, so... There we go. That wasn't too bad. Let's step right here. Fight this set of, are they... Okay, they're called Bruise. Bruce? And unfortunately, they're just going to kind of pummel us at first. It is what it is, though. Luckily, Guy's taking all the hits because he does have some health. I think once Dakar gets to a similar level as Guy, he'll actually have more health. But we're not quite there yet, so... Also, I honestly feel like we should be getting more experience for these fights than what we're currently getting. Like, given the challenge factor of it, in that they are all pretty strong, and we're taking quite a bit of damage, having to heal up fairly often, I think we should get like a little bit of a kickback in terms of experience. I mean, we're like definitely super over leveled, and also we have the sword that does so much damage, and we're still not doing quite enough to these. I think I'm gonna switch those out, and I'm gonna switch that out. I was kind of going the damage route here. The more damage, the more better. I was gonna say, honestly, if my capsule monster just kind of blew on that guy, he'd probably die. Protect ring, protection, who needs that? We're just raw dogging it here. Going raw, no rubber, and we'll deal with the consequences later. What a jerk. Yeah, teleported right in their way. He knew what he was doing. Also, that was a critical that Dakar just pulled off, and he basically did next to nothing in terms of damage, so... I don't know, man. I'm not favoring your odds against how things are going. I think things must be fairly strong against Dark Attack in this tower. Like, that has to be the case. Because he should be just owning everything, basically. He is definitely not, though. Okay, well, I guess I'll fight these two enemies. Okay, we're gonna go reverse order now. Pretty sure the capsule monster did more than the car there. Luckily, though, I think that this use of the Mega Quake should take out these two guys. So, got decent experience there. I don't feel real great about it. Honestly, I feel like with how much damage these guys are outputting to me, I feel like they should be giving me a little bit more experience. Oh yeah. Finally, this is what I've been hoping for. I've been wanting to get in first on these guys. Yeah, mentioned some translational stuff, some other glitch stuff here. Yeah, you can see that we can just glitch into the wall over here. And, yeah. We can also walk up this way. I think that the chamber there kind of blocks us. I don't know how far we are. I guess not too far, so let's go back in here. Pick up this item, which is a miracle. Literally. And then, yeah, we'll just continue on our way. When I was younger, I'd actually, I figured maybe that was just like where you'd find a secret item or something. So I remember venturing into that void for like such a long time trying to find a hidden item. Never did. Later on realized that there are just some parts of this game that are a little bit glitchy. That being one of them. Okay, I'm gonna hit them with that bomb attack, that Mega Quake, and we're still saving up Dakar's IP. Again, his IP will be really good against the boss, I believe. Assuming the boss doesn't have any resistance to dark. If the boss has resistance to dark, we're probably fucked. Well, I shouldn't say if the boss. If Gades has resistance to dark, we're probably fucked. Oh shit, did I get a deadly armor out of that? No, I did not. If you can get the deadly armors, they're pretty good. Like, I think they will actually last you a while in this game. I don't really feel like grinding through it, though. Yeah, okay. There we go. Oh, let's read this message. I think this is the one about the blue statue. So, fight the blue guardian 5 times. And then cross swords with the red one 3 times. I don't think you can do that on the other side. Let me check. I guess you can. That's another glitch in this area then. See, I think in most of the areas, it kind of stops you about the level you need to be at. This one, though, it's kind of like, just go for it. You got it. Don't worry, buddy. Well, that's the worst that can happen. You don't actually got it. And that is it. That is probably not the worst that can happen, though. I could completely fuck everything up in this game. I know there is a glitch that easily allows that to be possible, so... let's do this. This and that. So, fight this guy 5 times. We'll come from the front. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I just have to go individually fight them. And also we have a healing spot, so that's good. Yeah, there is a deadly armor here, so I'm going to fight this, see if maybe we get lucky. Probably not, but we'll give it a chance. I'll hit them with the Mega Quake. I don't think the Gates is really weak to the Mega Quake, so it's a good thing to throw out, since obviously these enemies do seem to be somewhat receptive to taking damage from it. Also, this fight with Gates we're about to do is like considerably easier than the first fight you have to do. He is actually weaker this time than when you first fight him. It's not that... I mean, you're also stronger, but he's also weaker. Okay, let's go back in here. Okay. There's a little bit of the edge of the map there cut off, so I was like, is there a secret back there? There was not, though. Okay, we're going to do a flash, we're going to do that, and then we'll just have to car attack. Again, I just want to save up all his IP. His IP attack, if it works against Gates, it will be amazing. Like, literally, he might be able to one-shot Gates if it's effective against him. If not, well, damn. Okay, this one is kind of a game of chance. Basically, you kind of have to hope that the monsters move in the correct pattern for you. Oh my god. That was real bad. Today is not my lucky day for this. Normally I choose the skeleton, because normally the skeleton does everything right for you. But I just figured I'll go to the top, because I honestly couldn't remember which one was which. So that'll lower, or yeah, it lowers a corridor. So we should be able to cross a bridge. Let's explore around here. I can't remember if there's anything hidden over around this area. Like, I felt like there might have been a chest, but it looks like that was just my imagination. Let's go this way. Have I gotten a deadly armor yet? I don't think I have. Okay, we'll fight this thing one more time. See if maybe we can finally get a deadly armor. Probably not, but it's worth a try. Well, that was kind of a pathetic round, honestly. Let's see if we can actually put out some damage this time. Okay, I kind of figured that was going to happen. But hey, if your capsule monster ends up a little bit iron leveled, it's not going to be the end of the world. We will go back and gain a little bit of our health back, though. We're going to exit from here for now. Well, I guess health and magic points. Do a safety save. Don't think it's necessary, but just in case. I kind of felt like fighting that thing again, but honestly, I know I shouldn't. I will be right back though, so give me like 1 or 2 minutes. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Millions of gallons of caffeine that I've ingested today. Finally caught up to me. So far today I've been managing, like, you know, nice restroom break once every couple of hours, but that one was needed. I got in first, and look at that, there's only one. Lucky, lucky. You're so lucky. Also, I'm still regretting not doing like a new game plus on this. I feel a little bit dumb. We get to fight Gades again. This one should be considerably easier. I could just try to open with the Dakar IP attack, but we'll see if that does anything to Gades. If not, we'll switch it up from there. So, I do believe that the Thunderball from the axe, or the Thunder Axe, is pretty good. And we'll just do one of those. There goes my capsule monster, that kind of sucks. It's not great, but I can work with that. I guess we'll hit him with a Frenzy, we'll do that, and then, yeah, we'll just hit him with the Octo Strike. The cool thing about the Octo Strike is it hits 8 times, so it is very, very, very nice. Yeah, we'll throw out a Divine Cure, since I figure he'll probably mess someone else up, and we don't really have the best health regaining measures at this point, so might as well take what we can get. Man, he is out for Guy. I don't know what his problem is, but it has something to do with Guy. Let's see if I can get Divine Cure off. Hopefully I... What the fuck? Don't let this kill him. I would be a little bit cheesed if it did. So... regain. We'll give Guy a regain. And then, yeah, we'll just have Dakar do an attack. You know what it is? He's probably afraid of Guy. He's like, Guy basically destroyed me single-handedly last time, so I'm going to make sure that he can't do that this time. Oh my god. Yeah, I thought I at least had a few more rounds left before I defeated him. That was not the case, though. You can also see we get considerably less experience here. Maxim here is going to follow him across this bridge. Or corridor, I should say. It does fall out behind him. I love that, again, earlier, Cellin and Tia specifically sent to Perslight to evacuate everyone. And now they're going back to it, and I'm pretty sure they didn't evacuate anyone, so, yeah. Not great at their jobs. Like, they had one task, and that task they are not doing, so... let's start with this one first. 1, 2, 3... maybe? Or no, actually it changes up what we have to do here, so... we got a new save point, we're gonna save really quick. Can't cross that, so let's go back in. Maybe it's this one first. Or maybe I have to go into the center thing first. No, not yet. I think later. Oh, sweet, I got deadly armor. Let me see how it currently compares to what I'm wearing. I don't think it's as good. It is still actually better, so we're going to equip that. It is cursed. It's funny because when it's cursed, it actually has the iron kick ability. Later, though, when we remove the curse, it actually gets something different. So bombs destroy the red. I think there might be a blue statue around here. So I think with the blue one, I think we have to either hook or arrow it. Let's hit with an arrow. Okay, cool. We'll go back to that, and for now we'll fight this as well. Let's see if this does any better against this. Decent. And as long as he just keeps targeting our capsule monster, everything will be fine. Man, I do like no damage to these things. No, I guess at this point they're not really doing much damage to me either, relatively speaking. Because I think before they were doing like 30... Well, I guess that was pretty good. When they hit me with an iron kick, it definitely is noticeable. Okay, we're going to hit ourselves with a strong. Actually, I think... I don't know if they count as undead or not, but if they do, they would be weak to strong. I'm going to give this a try. It might backfire. It did backfire. It backfired instantly. I fucked up, guys. I really fucked up. Let's hit it with an iron kick. Oh, that's where it's at right there. I just gotta spam the iron kick. Oh, I got a magical bikini. This is gonna be perfect for Maxim. That's what he's been looking to wear. What he wants. Okay, so we're going to go back this other way. We're going to bomb red. There we go, and we will do a save again. I want to go outside of the tower just to make sure. And that is correct, we cannot cross that area. I didn't think we could. I just figured it was better to be safe rather than sorry. So, and then this way, there should be the mechanism for this. Okay, cool. You can see that by going through those two, we've gotten those to go down. Okay, and I guess that's where we deactivate. It's right here. So there, we obviously probably should have died, but on the flip side, looks like we were saved by Iris. She saved us while we weren't paying attention, so we just kind of showed up here. Everything's all weird, a little bit disoriented. Yes, people in the city. The city that you were supposed to evacuate. that you didn't evacuate, you came to the tower that you weren't supposed to come to, and then went back to the city that you're supposed to evacuate. I think Sellen's really failing at the job. Like, she had one job, she really fucked it up. This is a sad moment for Tia right here. She was the childhood love interest, and anytime you're the childhood love interest in the story, never works out for you. Like, if you're the childhood friend, you're just gonna get rejection. See, obviously, Tia and Dakar, that's the couple right there. Oh, that's the power couple. This is going to be a really long cutscene section. I don't know if I have to advance this long. It might auto-advance. Hopefully it auto-advances, so I can just take a brief moment here. We'll see though. Okay, it does not, so let's see if I can't remember if there's a button I can just hold for this. Okay, gotta just cap along, man. I need like an auto tapper. Basically, all we're gonna learn here is that Maxim and Solon got married, and then they're a power couple, and eventually they're gonna have a kid. So yeah, that's all we need to know from this. I mean, this is sometimes worth watching, but honestly, maybe another time. I'll play this game again for sure, some other time. But, for now, I'm just gonna try and work my way through it, so... Don't have the patience for this long cutscene after I had to grind for like a few hours to beat Gades. This one, Maxim was excited to see her in a bikini because it's summer. They're going to go to the beach. And Solon says that she's going to get a one piece. I think this might be the one where they have a kid. Maybe, probably. No, still no. You know what? She's been wearing that dress for a long time. Oh my god. Okay, this is the part where they have a kid. Sweet. I was not wrong. This part here is really important for backstory for the first Lufia. Basically, Lufia 2 is actually a prequel to that, so... Okay, now we actually have to go out and... This tower that we ignored earlier, we have to go to this tower. Also, we should have a bit of maybe not additional equipment, but a bit of equipment that we didn't have for a while earlier because it was equipped to Tia. Since she is not in our party anymore and basically never will be again, I believe that you get her items back. I could be wrong, but I think you get her items back. Before we worry about that though, I'm going to lift the curse from Maxim, since he had the cursed deadly armor equipped. I think the defense went down a little bit on it, but now it does gain a recovery ability. So, kind of useful. You don't get the iron kick, which is just kind of a nice attack, but that is what it is. Okay, we're just gonna go straight into here. Let's go left first. And look at that, we were able to get a nice back attack there. Selling his fireball, so we'll have her cast that. I think these monsters are basically some of the same ones that we fought a little bit before the last area we're in, before like the Gates area, so... Or Gadis, Jades, there we go. That's how I'm going to pronounce it actually. Yeah, it's like GIF obviously. Some people call it GIF, so Gades isn't Gades, it's Jades. Okay. I'm going to see what the delay is on my Elgato again. Okay, that was pretty delayed. Give me a second here. I'm going to close and reopen my Elgato capture program again. Beautiful thing, beautiful card. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Oh man. This is been doing plenty of this today. I have no clue why it gets off sync sometimes. Well, I shouldn't say sometimes, but just eventually. That should be a decent volume. I always like to mute it when I start it back up, because otherwise it's good, like full blare. Way too loud for me. I'll blow out my eardrums. Okay, basically here what it says is that you have to put the box down on this white thing while the door is still visible. So that's what you do there. It's a very hard trick. It's something only mastered by the professionals. Don't try that at home. We got another dragon egg. I think that takes us up to, it's either 5 or 6 at this point. I'm going to take a quick look. But first I'm going to see if the shield we got's any better. It is not. What else did we get? No, we got a mystery ring. I'm not going to worry about the protect ring. That... what does that even do? Okay. It's basically a protection thing. I'm going to leave things the way they are. Oh, actually, let me see if Selene could benefit from that pumpkin jewel we got. She cannot. Have anything else that would be good for her? Oh, that magic bikini. That would be good. Okay, nothing over there that we need to go do, so take a look around here. Nothing there. I think as we get a little bit higher, some of the enemies will be a little bit tougher, but right now where we're at, I think they kind of take it easy on you. Okay, so that goes here. Actually, let's reset this room. I just want to see if that resets the spikes. It does, so we're going to cheese the system. Okay, that one was over here. I haven't encountered that one yet. Let's see, that one was this one? No. Let's reset. So, this one and that one. This one and that one. That one and nothing so far. I think this one was across the way, so... nope, not quite. We haven't encountered that one yet. We do know that that one's that one. Okay, I don't know which throne that goes to, so we'll just do a quick little reset-y set. And try again. Wait, this one was this one? No. This one, though, was this one. What's this one? It's a white one. That one was a black one. Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's do this one more time. I feel like I should know which one that corresponded to, but honestly, I only had one more chance. If you can just clear these, you don't have to fight any of these enemies. It's real nice. Okay, that one was... this one? No. This one goes here. This one goes here. That we haven't uncovered yet. This goes over here, though. And then this goes here. And then this was this one? No. Is that what I just stepped off of? Oh my god, I can't remember. Again, when I get down to just one, it always gets me a little bit worried. Okay. That's the one I just stepped off of. So there's that. Here's that. This one goes to the bottom. This one goes over here. This one goes here. No. Like that. And then... Oh, I didn't realize there was still one in the way. But when we do that, look, all the enemies are gone, and we're just going to pass straight through. Cool. I wasn't sure if that was quite necessary, but I guess it is. This just feels like it should be some sort of secret. It is not, though. So, let's continue on, then. Okay, I think these might be the cancers finally, so yeah, let's give these guys a try. They're super weak to fire, so that was not enough. I was hoping it would have been, though. If I could get someone like another level or two, that might have been enough. Okay, let's go up here first. Cool, that was the right decision. And this should be a warhorse, I believe is what they're called. Armor horse, okay. I was wrong. But I at least remembered what they kind of looked like, so that's something, right? Okay, I think we want to go through here. I think there's just an item tucked back here. I don't think this takes us forward. Oh, no, there's a switch back here. So it was a good choice. See, sometimes I know which way I'm going, but not for the reason why I'm going that way. Let's see here. Place it on black. Okay. Okay, I saw where it went that time. So, this one, and then the other one that we've already discovered. Cool. With this, we should be able to go fight the boss. I don't think the boss is that hard, so be a nice, relaxing fight. Okay, don't need to go back upstairs. I just remembered where the boss door was. It's like at the very front of the building, which is kind of funny. Yeah, normally the boss fight's towards the end, but... Or I guess the boss door is towards the end, but yeah, this time it's kind of up front, basically. I don't really feel like I need to fight those at this moment. I think I'm probably a good enough level for the boss, so we're just gonna kind of work our way through. I don't know, actually. Let's see if this enemy is the same as like one we've encountered before or not. It is. See, this tower, it kind of has some like new enemies, but kind of has like a lot of old enemies, so it's hard to say sometimes what you're going to be fighting. That one was all old enemies. This one's an old enemy, basically. I think this is the mummy, if I remember it correctly. Oh no, it's a snatcher. I do believe they're weak to fireball though, so we're just going to smack them with that. And would you look at that? Easy enough. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Okay. I'm not sure if this is the right way or not, but this is the way we're going to go. I'm just gonna hope it's the right way. Okay, this is definitely the way forward. So we're gonna backtrack a little bit. First thing we're gonna do here is we're gonna move this pillar, and I think we should just fall through the floor. Oh wait, no. We gotta bomb it first, maybe? Okay, well now we're good. Okay, I feel a little bit dumb. I was supposed to push that pillar through, apparently. Let's try that one more time, without messing up this time. Can I bomb it while it's like that? Okay. Oh, well, I guess I can, but that feels a little bit cheap on the game's part. That I can basically remove the ground from under that pillar, but even if I do that, it doesn't make the pillar drop, so... we're just going to move this first this time, and then we will hit it with the bomb. And now we'll do that. Sweet, look at that. Yeah, B-Rock I think gives good agility. I'm kind of okay with the ones we have now because I know the rock we have on Maxim gives him, I think, more attack and some more strength. And then the rock we have on Selene gives her more intelligence, so that's more magic damage for her. I honestly think that's a little bit more important than having a little bit more agility. Yeah, it's kind of nice of them to give you like a midway health station. So, missed that the first time, so let's go back this way. I guess I'm not getting out of this fight. This one's inevitable. Like, literally, they're just standing in my way. Okay, I'm gonna maybe turn off my regular lights here for now. We're just gonna go kind of dark for a little bit. It's not gonna look quite as good. I don't know. Let's see if we can just turn on one. No, that didn't look good. That didn't look good either. It kind of washes me out. Okay, let's see. Okay. Ooh, that was great. Sadly, I was hoping I could turn those lights down without losing too much quality on the camera, but unfortunately it does not seem to be the case. Just feel like they put off a little bit of heat, so they definitely get a little bit toasty after a while. At least in regards to me having to soak in all that light. Okay, let's go up. I think that's the way to the boss. I mean, we're already that way, so we should really know, but I've already forgotten. Yeah, I think it's the way to the boss. We're going to keep trekking forward. And then as we do that, I think this might be it, actually. Yep. Should be right through here. Now should be right up this way. After we do one of these. Cool. I don't have to backtrack for chests this time. I think the only time you have to actually backtrack to get chests from a boss after a boss fight. When you fight Camu or Camus or Camu or whatever it'd be pronounced earlier on. That one's all he gets me. The one outside of Gordovan, like the Gordovan Tower. Like it really pains me a little bit. Okay, we're just going to hit him with that, and do one of those. I'm not sure what he's weak to. I don't really think he's going to put up too much of a fight, though, given the fact that we've already defeated Gades for super over levels, so... Okay, we're going to use the bomb attack. I think this should be fine for this. Plus, on the right side, it will also hit the henchman. Is it a henchman? Groupie. It'll hit the groupie. So, that'll be good. Grab a drink of regular water here. All the caffeine I'm intaking today, definitely need a little bit more regular water. Let's see. I mean, I could have probably used lightning there or something, but I mean, look, we already killed Adura. It was a super easy fight, and his henchman was super easy too. Well, yeah, maybe she should have stayed for that. It was a good offer. That way she doesn't have to go on the road, fight monsters for the rest of this game. Making promises, though. Making promises that when everything is all said and done, they're gonna live a peaceful life. It happens when you make promises. You have to keep them. Okay, we're going to continue along. As soon as we get out of Persley here, we're actually just going to warp straight to Bound Kingdom. So, warp, Bound Kingdom, and then from there, we're going to go over this way. We're not going to fight the monsters, we're just going to keep trucking on. And yeah, here, we're going to warp through here. When we pop out the other side, what's this? We're just gonna leave them. That's sad. That's sad that didn't work. Oh, man. Yeah, sometimes games will let you do things you don't feel like you should be able to do. Like, if we could have walked off there, that would have definitely felt like something we shouldn't have been able to do. But yeah, this game doesn't give you quite that freedom. It's still pretty fun though. But we got Guy and Dakar back in the party. I think that Dakar might do some better damage now with the Gates Blade. I could be wrong. We're just gonna... Okay, maybe running's not a good idea. Thought running might have been a good idea just because I wanted to see if we can explore the map a little bit. That seemed to be a great way to go. But luckily I do kind of know what is more effective against these things. And by that I mean fire's good against them. I realize now I should have did Fireball. That's on me though. That deadly blade crit though, amazing. Like that thing does work. And yeah, look at that, Dakar does work now too. It is great. We're going to change our order though. I would like Dakar and Guy up front since they're our main hitters. And then we'll keep Maxim and Sullen in the back. Mostly because they don't hit quite as hard. And I guess if that's the case, I'm just going to treat Maxim like he's a caster. A very, very terrible caster. I do think that this is our party for a while, though. Like, I think for probably 2 or 3 areas. I don't think we're going to lose the cars. Well, definitely not going to lose Sullen. I think Sullen's basically with us for the rest of the game at this point. And then, sit up a little bit. I realize that the reflection in the computer screen's a lot more right there. But yeah, I think we will have Sullen for the rest of this. Guy, I think we'll also have for the rest of this. And then Dakar, I think we'll have for like several more areas. But yeah, I don't think he's, if I remember right, he's definitely not a permanent addition to the party. He will eventually leave. Which is unfortunate because he does have really high strength and damage output. Before I go to town, I just want to see... Okay. I don't have to go this way quite yet. I do need to go to town first. But that's all I wanted to figure out. Luckily, they're using dread like a little bit. I mean, actually, I don't think dread really matters, because I think what that does is slows you down. And we're already slower than they are, so... it would be nice, though, if we didn't have to fight so many of these things. Okay, let's see if we can actually make it to town this time. Oh my god, literally on the edge of town. Okay, we're just going to hit them with a fireball, and then Maxim guy in the car should be able to sort it out. Like, I think the fireball almost kills these guys, and then when Guy, Dakar, and Maxim hit him, like, for sure kills them. Let's see what we have available for spells here. Okay, Vortex, we're going to give that to both Maxim and Son. Blizzard. Stronger. Warp Rally. Rally's a good one. Rally is basically the spell equivalent of a regain, so very, very, very useful. Let's go to the inn here, since we probably could use a little bit of health regen. And some mana regen. Give me a second though, I'm going to see if we can adjust something really quick on Twitch. Oh, that'd be useful, actually. That's not what I was looking for, though. Okay, I'm just seeing if there's something I could use to toggle various points actions. I was like, it'd be nice to toggle off the glasses one. I think I could go without glasses for a bit. Let's see though. I guess we will toggle this though. Okay, not what I wanted. Okay, give me a second here, guys. I just wanted to go here, get to my channel point phone. Let's see, go to turn off the lose the glasses for now. I'm just going to lose the glasses naturally because they're tiring my eyes out and there's a lot of glare from the thing on them, so I just want to be able to sit in whatever position without having to worry about my glasses shining too much. I mean, it's like playing like low vision mode, I know. This 16-bit game is looking a little bit more 8-bit now. But again, I'm a little bit less eye strain at this point since I can sit in whatever position and not have to deal with all that glare. Cool. What do we have in the shop here? I don't know that I need any weapons, but I will definitely need armor for sure. Well, I guess we'll get this long staff for selling. She could use a weapon. I don't think anyone else needed one. Let's see. Thick cloth gives paralysis cure. Stone plate gives reviver. That one sounds better. I think I am going to keep the combo armor on Guy for now, as basically I think the IP special for it is still worth it. Like, it is useful for quite a while. Okay, we'll give Solomon the turban. Let's see. We'll equip that, we'll equip that. I think I'll leave Guy with the helm he still has, since his defense is still decent. And then we will give her the Tecto gloves, and let's see what we have to sell off. And yeah, I am going to sell off some of the items that are probably considered rare and stuff. It's perfectly fine, because there is a place in this game that you can go where you can actually buy back things that you've sold. It's very useful if you sold something that, you know, you didn't necessarily mean to sell. I will not be selling any rings or jewels though, because those I think are more useful just to have. Like armor, it's kind of one of those things, like I don't mind selling it off. I guess we'll hold on to the holy rings just in case though. I'm not 100% sure how the other thing compared, but yeah, the holy rings, they are definitely very useful in terms of their IP ability. Like, I don't know if I would have been able to beat Gates without that. Okay, looks like everything's good there. And yeah, let's just resort everything. And since we probably do have some new items, I'm going to check the rings and the jewels for everyone. So yeah, it gives agility and defense, but lowers guts and magic resistance. So, not really good there. Gives him quite a bit more agility. I mean, oh my god. I don't know, let's see. Lowers attack by 10, gives 5 defense. Lowers strength by 10, gives 20 agility. Not really worth it in my opinion. The only person I could see this being worth it for is actually Dakar. Because he's slower than the box of rocks submerged in molasses.
Pilota robot! No! Cazzo!
Oh, thank you, Neo Copper, for another Shinji Pilota in Robot. My favorite. Now let's see, what other things do we have? What does the mystery ring compare to the mind ring? Drops intelligence. Yep, I can see you're finally back. You know, you made a good announcement there with the alert, so definitely keeping me on my toes. As you can see, I'm still playing this game, progressing along. I can't remember if you have to speak to anyone in town. Actually, I think you do. Let's see, we gotta find Jihad. Where is he? Is he here? In town? I think he is. I think this might be his house. Maybe he's out of town. Okay. Maybe I'm just supposed to get to the mountains. We will do that. Oh, there we go. That gives me a hint that I'm supposed to go to the mountains. So we will do that. Oh, man. I feel like they're just throwing a whole bunch of bee enemies at me at this point. A little bit of a pain because these bee enemies, like, they don't do massive damage, but they always go before me, so they do cumulative damage every time I have to fight them. Let's get to that mountain, though. Once I get to that mountain, I think things will be a little bit nicer. I won't have to face near as many bees. And I think having a very adverse reaction to these bees like this is probably something you could reference to Nicolas Cage's Wicker Man. I can't remember how the quote goes, but I know it's something about, like, oh no, not bees or something. I don't know. Okay, we're just gonna go straight for the mountain here. Cool. You know, logic would dictate to go in the first door that you see, and I was going to say logic isn't always right, but in this case I believe it would have been. With this one, all we have to do is we actually just place a bomb here and just take a few steps, make the bomb go off. Opens up the door by taking out all the grass for us all at once. I would call it the puzzle, but yeah, I think it's too simplistic to even consider the puzzle. Oh my god, I just thought of a super lame joke. Like, I often think about super lame puns, and I have just thought of an amazing one. What would you guys call a cliche bush? It would be a tropiary. I would say I don't mind you guys stealing that one, but I don't know. That was some high quality right there. Like I'm gonna have to write that one down for later, honestly. Let's see. Pull up one of these. Those. I'm definitely telling that one to my roommate later. And, you know, he's probably going to find it to be stupid and funny at the same time. But, yeah, it's super clever. Super duper ultra clever. Like, 5,000 IQ clever. Oh, didn't get to continue the battle music any further. Let's see. Okay, cool. Nothing over there. I can't remember if this is where we get an item that'll be useful for, breaking stuff. That basically will be what I use instead of the bomb from here on out for most things that need broken. It might be further on in the game, though. Okay, when all the grass grows, the door will be opened. Good to know. I guess we'll go that way first, since that way is special, obviously. Let me just take a logical, reasoning moment here. Obviously, all you have to do is go like this, and boom. We can just grow all the grass real quick. And boom. Everything's all good. Everything's copacetic. Aw, wait, nope. This is the fire arrow. Damn. Wasn't what I was hoping for. This is pretty good, though. This clears out grass super quick. I have to grab water and a snack at some point. I think maybe at the 13-hour mark or the 14-hour mark, I might grab, well, I mean, I already have some water still, but I might refill my water. I might make some food or something, so I might take a, like, 20-minute break then. We'll see, though. We'll see. Honestly, I'm just, yeah, I'm surprised that we're already, like, 12 hours into this. Like, it doesn't feel like we're 12 hours into the stream. It feels like it'd be a little bit sooner than that. But, yeah, that's just how it goes sometimes. I'm also not 100% sure how much more we have left on this map. Or not the map, but left for completion. let's try to reason this one out. If we push that here, and push that out of the way. Actually, it'll go like this, this, this. There we go. And then we do one of those and one of those. Next thing is, you don't have to look at this, but this does kind of give me an idea of where you need to go. Okay. Yeah, I think you go this way first. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Yeah, there is kind of something I wanted to do with that. Basically, me and like someone I know, he talked like there's something. He basically said that since I had the King Crab first icon or emote, that it would be cool to have like a King Crab cursed crab rave. So I'm thinking about like, you know, doing kind of my own like, you know, remix on that in such a way that just makes it sound kind of cursed as compared to what it would be. But we'll see. Maybe I'll just go with a generic crab rave and then also cursed crab rave. I'm not sure what the options are for all that, if it's even on there. Yeah, I'll take that into consideration. Like, there's still definitely plenty of things I have to add when it comes to both emotes and also sound alerts. Also, that was uncool. You know, they're all ganging up on the weakest party member. Yes, the cursed crab rave would be the best. Let's see. Let's hit them with a Mega Quake. I don't know if it's going to do much damage, but it'll make me feel better since it damages them all at least. And since the card does basically nothing, oh my god. His damage was laughable. That's how bad it was. Okay. Yeah, nothing else down this way. Let's see if I can do this without fucking it up. I would have had that puzzle, but yeah, I completely messed up by holding the button a little bit too long. I do feel like playing on the Super Retro Trio, it generally works perfectly fine. But there are some occasions where it's a little bit wonky. Okay, cool. We got the bomb, so let's use that. Also, I feel like I probably went the wrong way for trying to collect all the items. I probably am going to miss some going this way. I guess we'll see, though. Oh man, without my glasses when I was first walking up towards that grass in this, I thought it was an enemy. Like, nope, that is literally just grass. Okay, these battles should be pretty easy. I'm going to take another drink of water because having had as much caffeine as I had, kind of left my throat a little bit dry.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Okay. Yeah, you know, taking my glasses off might not have been the best choice, but I feel like it's going to at least make my eyes feel a little bit better since, again, I was having a little bit of eye strain from the glare and stuff coming off of them. I think sometime I might just reposition some of my lights because it is sometimes hard to get into the perfect position to not have any glare coming off of them. I think for that they'll probably have to hang them from the ceiling, but that wouldn't be that hard, honestly. And yeah, I guess there is a good way to hang him. Well, a good way to hang him in the sense of, you know, what would look nice, but also not really give too much glare off my glasses. So yeah, I'll have to do that sometime. Definitely not today. Like, after I get the stream done today, I'll probably be like, you know, toast. Yeah, normally I'd hit that thing with a fireball first, but I think we can probably take it down with just physical attacks. Maybe. Definitely. See, Guy was the real MVP of that fight. Let's go through the store. I think if I go the other way, there might be an item. Since there's a staircase, I'm going to go the other way first, though. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm gonna take a look. I feel like there's an item to be had somewhere around here. I just want to make sure I'm not missing out on anything. Obviously, I'm having a bad case of FOMO. Okay, there was literally nothing for me to find, so yeah, that's on me. Also, I just realized they haven't sorted the spells that my people have in a while, so I probably should do that here sometime soon. I mean, just the auto sort. I don't have to go through and manually sort them. That'd be kind of a pain. Oh, you have no. Okay. Forgot that my Twitch chat is like backwards from my readout in my OBS. So I was like looking over there and I was like, oh my god, did I miss a message? And it's like, no. I'm looking back at an old message, but I kind of like having the messages from like oldest at the bottom, or wait, oldest, yeah, at the bottom, newest at the top for when I'm watching a stream, but like kind of the opposite for when I am streaming. There we go. Yeah, it's funny. I've been like avoiding like fights left and right in this game. I don't really feel like I need to, since what's the worst that can happen? Like we get more experience, we get more gold, maybe even get some better equipment. It's kind of like, nah. If we avoid fights, we can hopefully speed things along a little bit. Since I'm probably maybe a little bit probably about halfway, maybe a little bit more. Who knows, though? Like, I know from where we are, we're going to basically get the wood that someone's going to need for a boat. And then with that boat, it'll give us 2 places we can go. I'm actually only going to go to the next quest area, I think. I don't know if I'm going to do the ancient cave stuff today. I might, but if I do any ancient cave stuff, this will... I don't know. I don't think I'll be able to get this all done in one part if I do any of that. Yeah, I think I'll skip our ancient cave today and we might do something like that later. I think today, again, the big goal is just getting the main part of the game done. So ancient cave stuff, not really important to that. Also, I definitely took a wrong turn somewhere because we do not have the boss key yet. So we're going to need to go back and find that. I think my voice is also trying to give up on me. Okay. Let's see. No, that downstairs the other way does not lead me where I want to be. I think this is where we want to go. Yeah, because the key is up there. And then do that. And I guess we should probably leave the fire arrow equipped for now. Be perfect for getting through all these grassy areas.
Gingy!
Papa?
Pilota robot!
No!
Cazzo!
The best sound alert. Okay. Oh my god, that would have been so much easier if I would have done this earlier. Hopefully I don't have to do the ground puzzle from earlier where you have to basically not break the ground and carry the 2 pots across, because that one's not hard, but it's a little bit annoying. Just because sometimes, you know, it'll misread the input and think that you like double stepped on it, and then you end up going through the crack anyway, even though you really shouldn't have. Yeah, it looks like I don't have to do it again, so that's cool. Perfectly fine with not having to do that one again. If the enemies will cooperate here, I'm also perfectly fine with either getting the first in on battles, or just not having to battle any of these guys at all. Honestly, either one works for me. Well, that's even worse than where I was before. That's a little bit better, though. Still not great, but better. I guess I'll hit everyone with a stronger, maybe. Or actually, depending on how guys turn in battle is. Or, even better yet, someone's new magic bikini does not do what I was hoping it would do. I was hoping it would be a heal all type of thing, but it is unfortunately a heal one type of thing. I do like IP party heals because they are super great for keeping your party alive when they probably should be somewhat dead. Ah, that jerk. I guess that's fair, though. I at least got him first. Now, let's hit them with a fireball, because they're all weak to that, and then we should be able to just mop this up. Yeah, that one is not based upon your movement pattern, it's just kind of a random mover. So, that one's more about luck rather than skill. Like, I don't mind enemy movement puzzles if they're skill-based, where it's like, oh, line up your enemy based upon how they move when you move. Yeah, when it's like, oh, hope to God your enemy goes the right way. It's kind of like, really? Like, can we just have them move a certain way when I move, so I can just line them up? I mean, you can make it as complex as you want to, but, yeah, with the way that was, it's like, that's not complex. That one's just, it's luck. Sweet. He gives us free ship rides. All we have to do is kill a monster for him. I mean, how hard can that be, right? Actually, not that hard. I think these lines are all you have to take care of, and honestly, they're going to be pretty easy. Maybe? Easy enough, probably. I was actually kind of hoping that I would have the Octo attack ready, because I think that would just decimate them, but unfortunately that was not the case. Okay, didn't go quite as how I had hoped. I was hoping that would have been enough to take care of at least one of them. But it wasn't, so we're just going to hit everyone with a stronger. Get them all healed up. Ooh, the car does have the Octo attack. I might just pop that out and make this boss fight super easy. Yeah, I guess now it would probably not be a good time though, since this singular boss now is not too much. I do always find boss fights like this, where it's just normal enemy, to be kind of funny. It's like, oh yeah, they seem super hard right now. Or, yeah, if I wasn't over-leveled, they'd seem super hard. But yeah, then you get to them later, it's just normal enemy. It's like, well, yeah, now they're just disappointing. You can't do that. You can't warp from, a dungeon. You have to escape first, and then after you escape, you're allowed to warp. Now, this game is bullshit. It's not even playing by its own rules. Like, I'll give Iris a pass because she's kind of a mysterious lady with very strong magical powers. But selling warping from Phantom Mountain, or Phantom Tree Mountain? Bullshit. Oh my god. I like guys' like reaction to the car, like, oh, I'm gonna show these ladies, you know, how awesome I am. I just love that. Where is this confidence coming from? You have nothing to be proud of. Like, oh my god. So such a sick burn, man. I don't think there's anything that we necessarily have to do. Like, we can go talk to them at the pub there. But honestly, we're just going to do the quick way of doing this. Basically, all you have to do is, like, rest 2 nights. Like, he says a couple of nights before you visit him, rest 2 nights. It's kind of a pain in the ass, honestly. I don't think you can actually leave town until you do that, and there's like nothing really to do in town at that point. You said 2 nights? Maybe you said 3 nights. Or maybe he's down here. Not in his workshop. Oh man. We're gonna start stop at Gerbrick here. It's the home of the ancient cave. Again, we're not going to do the ancient cave stuff right now. We'll save that for later. But we're at least going to put it on the map. Just in case we do come back to this at some point, this area specifically. And kind of show that some other time. Maybe I might do a challenge of beating the boss of the ancient cave. If I did that, there's 2 ways to beat the boss. There's the cheesy way and the legitimate way. I only ever use the cheesy way because that's the only way to do it. I think this is the one. No, this is where you can get store some treasures that you find. I think. Okay, no, this isn't the place. I was gonna say, I think there's a place here in town where you can buy back items that you've sold before. If it's not here, it's in a different town. And I know exactly what the other town would be, so... Now let's check here. Nope. Shop. Is there anything cool in the shop? Probably not. No new items that are cool. Oh man, it's my normal wake-up time. You're still awake. I don't have to wake up if I'm already awake, you know? Just makes sense. Okay, we're going to outfit both Maxim and Guy with the longsword. It doesn't have any special, but it should deal some good damage. Plus, it's non-elemental, so it seems like it'd be pretty useful. Sometimes, like, having elemental attacks is good. Sometimes it can be a little bit of a burden. Also, I am going to be... Yeah, I'm gonna be right back. Yeah. Give me like 1 to 2 minutes, I'll be right back. Okay. Caffeine keeps catching up with me. Let me just see here. Okay. Just seeing if my next alarm is getting close enough that I can just silence it. Because it'll be a little bit of a pain when it decides to show back up later. Literally, that only gives 1 more defense than what he has on. So, I'm going to hold off on that for sure. Let's see. Big shield, it gives a few more. We're still going to hold off on that. And then, I guess this isn't the one that has the store where you can buy things back, but I know where it must be then. I don't know, let's check in here. Definitely not. Because, yeah, I know it's, like, downstairs. I'm 95% certain it's downstairs in the place that it's at. So, not quite here. Let's go to Narcissus. Oh man, I don't know why I'm talking to all these people. I honestly don't have to. So, yeah, we just come this way and cutscene. Oh, we hear loot sound in this cutscene. Oh man. Yeah, we're all gonna get together. We'll fix this problem all at once. I'm gonna check out these buildings. I don't believe it's here in Narcissus. But we're just gonna make sure. Yeah, little Granny doesn't understand why she's still here. It's a tough world, Granny. Very hard one. Okay, let's see what items we have. Nothing of importance. Next we'll see what they have to shop. Probably nothing of importance again. Let's see though. More rapier and longsword. Not important. Yeah, this is much better than what there was before for Dakar. And yeah, we'll finally upgrade Guy's defense a little bit. Feel like that was enough of a jump in defense that it's probably worth it. Okay, we'll also give him the Rumi helmet. Might not do quite as much damage as he used to, but it's still doing enough. That'll give 7 there, at least 5 there. That one's not worth it though. So, I think that's good. And then I guess we will go save really quick, just to be safe. You never know when you're going to get a total party wipe or anything, so. I think the North Tower is going to be up this way. I don't know why I was trying to go the other way. Man, those bees will chew you up. Why is it bees, man? Why is it always bees? I would like something that's not so fast. You just don't have the agility to keep up with this. Okay. Yeah, so this is where they'll all be. I guess we will fight our way through here now. This one's not too bad of an area, I don't believe. I highly doubt the dragons are going to be weak to fireball, but we'll give it a try. Yeah, they definitely aren't. I'm going to try maybe Gale next time, or Vortex. I feel like one of those two is probably the key. Also, I'm going to resort these really quick since it's been a while. I think Spectres are weak against lightning, so Flash is probably it. Yeah, especially since we don't have Bolt yet. A little bit of a pain, but hey, yeah, what can you do? Okay, that did not do much. That did basically nothing. So maybe they're actually weak against fire. Maybe fire. I'm also going to hit them with a blizzard just to be safe. Give them the icy hot approach. I mean, that was decent. I wouldn't say it was great though. So, probably marginally better than the lightning. It looks like it was cold. So, Spectre is weak against cold. Just looking at my cat over there. She looked like she was going to stand back up and come bug me again, but I think she just settled down, so... these either look like Vortex or Blizzard, so I'm gonna hit them with one of each. Also, I realized that I'm dumb. A while ago we picked up a different capsule monster, so we're actually going to change this. This is our light one. He is probably going to be the main one to use for the rest of the game, just because he has healing ability. It's really, really nice when you are fighting a lot of enemies and you don't want to use up too much mana for healing. Or even if you're not fighting a lot of enemies, it's just nice not to have to use your mana for it. I'll hit these ones with Vortex and Blizzard. Maybe Blizzard's actually the tick, or maybe Vortex is actually the ticket, but Blizzard's close enough. Also, my poor little guy, he just got absolutely annihilated. Okay, it's definitely Blizzard for sure. Like, Maxim has considerably less magic power than Sullen. So for him to hit just as hard definitely shows that it is Blizzard. I'm going to do this test one more time with the dragons because I was actually looking away the last time, so I didn't actually see what the results were. Okay. I'm not sure. That's kind of inconclusive since Sullen does twice as much, or has twice as much intelligence as Maxim does. Let's give him a flash. Okay, definitely think it's Flash. Like, for being weaker than the other spells, it did about as much damage, it seems. So, Pretty sure that's their weakness. That always gets me really worried when they do that, because some enemies in this game have insta-death moves like that that'll actually target everyone. So the fact that they have one that targets a single person, it always throws me off when I see miss on only one, because I think the rest of my party's about to die. So yeah. If they would quit using that, that'd be nice. Yeah, I'm pretty sure these things are weak against Blizzard. That was a lot of damage right there. Okay. So I think that's lined up right here. Yeah, all we have to do is bomb this wall out now. Basically what it is when you hit both those switches, if you cross the eyesight of those two things, it'll actually set the gate up back, or set the gate back up. There we go. So that's why I went the way I did, because otherwise I would have just caused that to come back up, and I would have basically accomplished nothing there. Okay, I think both the first and second Blizzard, well, the combination first and second Blizzard should probably take all these out. I haven't actually been paying attention to how much experience I've been getting here. And it looks like it's a pretty decent amount, so hopefully we get like maybe a level up or two in here. Definitely some level ups for Dakar, because honestly he could use them. He hasn't gotten near as many levels in as we have. I'm gonna hit them with a vortex with him, and I'm also gonna hit them with a fireball with her. I'm not sure which one they're weak against, if either. I felt like it'd basically be around the same damage if it was cast by Solon, since she's about twice as strong. Or twice as intelligent, I should say. Now let's see here. We'll do a Blizzard with him, and then we will just do a Flash with Solon. See if either of those are really good against these. I think it might have been Flash, so I really just need to find a magic shop that sells Bolt. Because honestly, it is time for me to upgrade my lightning spell. Or my light spell, whatever you want to consider it. It's kind of funny because light spell, but I guess it's an electrical spell, but it's considered lightning damage. It's an electrical spell, but it's considered light damage, not lightning. Jesus. Yeah, well, eventually I'll learn how to speak. Today is not the day, though. Okay, that's how you do it. And look at that, they even conveniently give you a way around in case you mess this up. That's cool that, like, it waits you to get out of the way so it doesn't crush you or anything. I honestly thought I was far enough out of the way, but apparently not. Okay, I'm pretty sure these guys are weak against fire, so we're just gonna come out with fire straight out of the gate. And he says evil fish, but I think all fish type enemies are weak against fire, which yeah, it looks like that was the case. As you can see, we got a little bit of health back there from our capsule monster. Again, very useful skill of theirs. Let's see, where to next? I guess that's all I needed from there. Did I already get the key for this place? I don't recall getting the key, but maybe I did. Okay, Flash, that's what they were weak against, I believe. We will also have Maxim cast Flash. Again, Maxim right now is just being kind of relegated to the back as a caster. Not really his forte, but it's what he's going to do. Well, apparently Dakar can't do anything there. I guess Guy will have to carry the team. Maybe it wasn't Flash, because I don't feel like that did that much. Didn't Fireball. When in doubt, Fireball. Okay, I was like hearing a little bit of whatever my roommate was listening to through my headphones. They was really throwing me off. I was like, am I getting to the point of being tired enough for like auditory hallucinations, or is that just my imagination? It was just my imagination. Oh, alright. Let's see. Gotta do one of these. And then one of these. Okay, okay, not... Oh, okay, I see what it is. I just can't use select on that piece of floor. That was dumb. We're just going to do one of these. I was not trying to do that. And now we'll put one right at the very edge here. Ah shit, there's 3 different ways I can go. Yeah, it's a good thing I went down the middle route, because otherwise I probably would miss this capsule monster. Oh man, poor Dakari does nothing against anything that's dark type. I mean, I guess I can't really blame him. I'm the one who equipped him with the weapon he's using. But I'm still gonna blame him. It's all his fault. He was better, yeah, if he got good, he wouldn't have this problem. Well, that was definitely the wrong way. Let's go backtrack a little bit. It'd be kind of nice if I didn't have to backtrack so much. Honestly, though, I keep choosing the wrong ways to start with, so... let's see, I did this. That does that. This maybe, and this, that, and then that. Look at that. Easy enough, got it done fairly quick. I know Dakar doesn't really have to attack here, but I'm gonna make him anyway. I know he's gonna do nothing, but we might as well at least give him the sense of accomplishment. If he didn't accomplish anything at all. I feel like the problem with Gates Blade is like when they give it to you, they definitely put a whole bunch of things like after it that are not weak to it, so it's kind of like basically they give you the middle finger, like, hey, here's your cool sword. Now go fuck yourself. And it's like, what? I had to do some real work to earn that, so if you could be a little bit kinder and not give me the bird there, that'd be nice. No, they just they give you the bird, and then they tell you where to stick it. Okay. Getting a little bit tired of fighting those Ochi warriors, but just keep throwing them at me. Stun that one though, because honestly, I don't want to fight any more of them. They go before two of my heaviest hitters, and also one of my heaviest hitters can literally do nothing to them, so it doesn't seem quite worth it to me. Now what we'll do though is we're going to go through here. Let's see. Those, do one of those. One of these, and one of these. Oh man, we gotta fight Adura a second time. Again, Adura is like the boss in this game. You have to fight multiple times. Earlier I thought it was Camus or whatever, but it's Adura. He's not too bad though, especially when we have a full party, so... Yeah, Dakar is not one for the brain department. He broke it with the only thing harder than steel, and that is his skull. Okay, now we get to fight Adura again. I think I'm gonna have Sullen throw out a heal to begin with, because we're not coming to this fight full health, so a heal would be very wise. And then, I think Guy goes before Dakar, so I'm going to have him battle less Dakar, and then he's going to hit Adura with the Octo Strike. And hopefully that Octo Strike just owns him. We'll see, though. We'll see. Oh man, that's a lot of attack power he just got, so... I think he might take out Adura, or at least his bad guy, and mostly take out Adura this round. Okay. I guess Adura is a little bit tougher than I thought he was going to be. We'll use Bolt from him. And then... this will be fine. that didn't seem to do much, but it was just the right amount of damage. Oh, man. I didn't know he was actually that close to death. If I knew he was that close to death, I would just hit him with regular attacks instead of spending any IP. Oh, man. Okay. I can't remember if there's any rewards here for defeating Adura. Looks like that's going to be a negatory, so we're just going to use a escape, and then we'll also use a heal. I think Stronger will probably be the best, so I don't have to go over anyone twice or 3 times or anything, unlike using regular Strong you sometimes have to do. And then we get bees, and that's a pain. Also, how did Guy and Dakar end up in the back, or did I get, like, attacked from the back? No, that doesn't make sense. I don't know. I just realized that, though, so... Because, yeah, they should be at the front, and then Maxim and Selim should be at the back, since Maxim and Selim are the casters right now. Yeah, they somehow got changed up. Or maybe I had them that way and I just didn't realize it. If that's the case, I'm like especially super extra dumb. Actually, yeah, I think I have had them that way. Yeah, I'm especially super extra dumb then. Because that means that Guy and Dakar weren't doing as much damage as they could have been. And then Selim and Maxim have been taking more damage than they should have been. So, that's on me. Okay, I can't remember if there's anything super important in Carloon. Okay, we will get this for Selim. Let's see if there's any armor we should get. So we'll get one of these for Guy. One of these for Dakar. And then, looks like this should be fine for these two. does decrease Maxim's agility, but I think for the fact that you get a bit more defense, I mean, negligible increase in defense, but a decent increase in magic resist probably makes up for the loss of agility. Besides, you know, Maxim isn't like necessarily the quickest anyway, so at least not yet. Later on he might be. Probably will be. So it'll be exciting. We do have some more places to explore before we can do that though. We're not going to sell the deadly sword since they're not really worth much. Thunder Axe we'll get rid of. Long Staff we'll get rid of. Stone Plate we'll also get rid of. I don't really think there's anything too terrible that would require us keeping, like the Camu armor or anything like that. I guess the same probably goes true for the Holy Wings. I was having a moment there. It's always hard to remember that one. Holy Wings. Let's see, how much are those worth? We'll hawk those. Some king somewhere rewarded us with those, so yeah, you know, the best way to show appreciation is to hawk it. One man's junk's another man's treasure, you know? Okay, got another spell shop. Let's see if there's anything we can get here. Oh, this is what I wanted, actually. I guess I should have came here before I did the last dungeon area. Honestly, would have been super helpful. Perish is not a super useful thing, but we're going to buy it anyway. Absorb is pretty useful. Basically, it costs you 1 magic point, but if you use Absorb, it'll let you potentially absorb a whole bunch more magic points, so that's what I'm hoping for, is that it'll be pretty useful. It's good like when you need to regain magic and you don't really have like a magic jar or a high magic or anything, because those items are actually not that common, I don't believe. I mean, I think you can start buying them at some point. There might even been some in the shop, I wasn't paying attention. But what I do know is that they aren't as common, and I just don't like using them in battle much. I'd rather you just use the drain thing. Okay, there's some light fell. I think that's going to be up this way. Yep. So let's talk to the priest here. And look, we're going to fight ourselves some lions. These shouldn't be too bad though. Why did we decide lions were weak against earlier? Blizzard maybe, or was it Vortex? Or was it Fireball? I did a decent amount. Let's see how much that does. About half, so probably not either of those. And yeah, look at that. They fell pretty quick. That was a little bit disappointing. Okay. That piece of wall looked a little bit different color, so I was convinced that it was probably a secret. Unfortunately, it was not. We're gonna hit that with Bolt and Fireball. One of them is gonna work, maybe both of them work, who knows. There's definitely fire. Fire definitely is that thing's weakness. Okay. I'm going to restart my Elgato program again because it looks like the audio is desynced, so give me a second while I do that. I mean, I knew it was desynced for a while, but it was finally getting to the point where it's like, that seems pretty serious. Okay, and that should be low enough that I don't blow my eardrums out. There we go. Cool. Let's try Bolt and Fireball for these guys. Also, I should probably think about maybe evolving my Capsule Monster. Life hasn't been treating him so well, it seems like. Okay, neither of those seem to do, like, a whole bunch of anything. The Dark Attack there really worked, but that could also be because it is a Dark Attack, so... Or not a Dark Attack, but because his, like, attack power is, like, basically double what everyone else is doing. I'm not 100% sure, though. Okay, that was basically useless, so fire's the way to go, and lightning is not even a close replacement for it. Like, it did barely anything. I'm not sure about these ones though. I think I will try Blizzard and Fireball with these ones. One of these two should work, I believe. Just not sure which. Okay, looks like neither of them really did much. We'll just try whacking it. Whacking it's usually a good solution. Aw, sweet, we got the Decar blade, the Decker blade. Let's see, can I warp this? No. Can I push this over the edge is the next question. No. Use this to drop down is the third question. Was there a point to that though? I really was there a point to it? I honestly don't feel like there was. So maybe I'm supposed to like match it up to where the treasure chest was, and then maybe hit the things? I don't know. I mean, those are kind of offset, so that wouldn't make sense. Okay, I think that's just a distraction. I think that's all that is. But now that we have that distraction out of the way, we're just going to go back to trying to destroy these lines and other things. So we'll see how the rest of this dungeon goes. Maybe we'll figure it out and it'll go easily, or maybe I'll keep getting distracted by random pillars that honestly serve no real purpose. I don't know, it could have served a purpose, but whatever purpose it served is beyond me. Okay, we got some Medusas here. I think they're weak against fire, but I don't really have fire for Maxim, so I'm going to try Bolt for him. See if maybe the Bolt attack will be effective. If anything, I think it might have been effective against the dragon. No, it wasn't. I was proven wrong so quickly there. Man, poor Sullen just gets so much, like, flack from enemies. I don't know what it is. They seem to really go after her. He just wants to chill in the back, cast some spells, and then all these guys are just like, nope. We bring death to you. We deliver death. Death Prime. Okay. I think if you cast Absorb on multiple targets, I think it'll do that. I think it just misses. Like, if you do an Absorb, you have to do, I think, a single target, or else that'll happen. Misty. Misty. Okay. Continue along for a little bit. I also don't feel like we necessarily need to fight everything here. Okay, I think what we do is we do that, and yeah, it transfers a flame over there somehow. Remember, when you need to make a flame appear across the room, you just swing your sword at it. Okay, this enemy is kind of worth fighting just because it's kind of cool. Misty. Misty's being a lap kitty. So I'm gonna pet her for a little bit. See how that goes. See if maybe she gets her fill of attention. If not, I might just have to call it after this dungeon so I can pet her for a while. Maybe even get a nap in. We'll see. We'll see. If she is content with the pets I have just given her, or gets contented here soon, I think I'll just continue on. Try and get it done all at once like I originally planned to do. Though Misty's looking super concerned at me. So, yeah. Just show her off really quick. Kitty cat. She's like, I hate being held. There we go, Misty. Oh, now she's on my desk. I think she is all about the attention right now. Back on the left. was about to just sit square in the center of my desk. That was going to be a little bit inconvenient, so... Okay. Are you content, Misty? You happy? No? Misty, what'd you do? I don't have audio now. What'd you kitty cat? I mean, I see my audio going through. I don't know why I don't have game audio now, though. Okay. Yeah, with how needy Misty's being, I think what I'll do is after I get done with this dungeon, probably call it for now. Just because I think she's telling me it's time for bed. And that means that basically if I don't finish up sometime soon, she's probably just gonna like really bug me for the rest of this, so let's figure out what she did to my audio first. That is the first question. Well, looks like somehow she muted it, so there we go. So yeah, let's just make it through this dungeon then, and then after we make it through this dungeon, I guess we'll call a little bit of a break. Unless Misty decides to calm down. Again, she's going to be a hassle for the rest of my stream. Probably not going to be something that I could handle for the next 12 hours or something. If she does decide to behave, then I think I could handle it for another 12 hours. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. I guess while we're up to it, I can't remember if these things are undead or not, so I'm going to try to use Bolt on them, since I know that is a pretty good option for most things that are undead or unholy. Also, usually Fireball is too. Now Misty's over here. Yeah, honestly, I didn't see how much damage Bolt did. Let's see. It was a decent amount. It wasn't too much, though. Okay. Have you calmed down, Misty? Can I go back to streaming for a while? Okay, I can go back to streaming for a while. I think she's finally had her fill. She is finally satisfied. Let's see how this lion thing compares to other stuff. I think we might just put this on Dakar, because he has such a high attack. Super amazing attack, you know? There we go. Easy enough. This one, you can actually blow up these big sections of wall with just a bomb. Actually kind of surprising. And I think this skull thing, I think you can actually teleport into the blown up section of wall. So, feels like it's probably kind of a glitch, but hey, I'm not going to question it. I'm going to try both Fireball and Bolt on these. These are solidly undead though, so another thing you can do, I believe, is if you use a heal spell on them, it'll also cause them damage. Okay. Well, Fireball is real good, but apparently basically that's about all I'm going to get here. And yeah, that is not great. Is Mystery Pin? No. Which one cures confusion? Tree. We're going to cure Sullen of confusion, since Sullen's the one that is best at dishing out, magic damage. But of course, she was already cured of it, so a little bit of a pain there. Let's heal up a little bit. I think our health is looking kind of low. I have been kind of ignoring health, like it's not important. It's a little bit important, you know. If you have health, you don't die as easily. If you have 0 health, it's much easier to die. Okay. Oh man, I feel like we must have missed some area. Like, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of this dungeon I haven't explored yet. I guess we'll see, though. Maybe this way will take us to where we need to be. Honestly, a little bit saddened that Maxim didn't do enough damage to finish the job there. Honestly, I felt like he should have. Oh wait, what did I get from that? Was that a brave, maybe? It is a brave. We're gonna use that on Maxim. He's getting more gut. Eventually, Maxim's gonna be like a super beast. Okay, we're going to switch Maxim back up to attack for now. He does decent attack damage, and I don't think he's doing any worse necessarily than, like, Dakar Guy, so he's not doing any worse than Guy. Okay, okay. What are we gonna fight here? Okay, well this should be the super easy one for this guy. I guess we'll have him attack. Octo Strike with him. Frenzy there, and what do we have for Song? Definitely not a flying enemy, so I think I will have her do a fireball. No, I think he might be weak against lightning. Just fireball's my go-to, you know? Honestly, I feel like if I feed my capsule monster into evolution, it'd probably be a good thing since he or she, I don't know what it would be, but whatever it is, gets kind of some extra stuff for curing like status ailments and stuff. That would be super useful right now. Like I could, if my capsule monster could just cure Guy of a status ailment. I mean, before my capsule monster just kind of died on me. That would have been great. But since he's gone, I guess that isn't even something we have to concern ourselves with. Let's hit Endure with this. There we go. Fireball is definitely the way to go. Oh my god, that hit super hard. I was not expecting him to hit Guy for quite that much damage. Okay, so I think first order of business here is we're going to have to definitely heal Guy. We'll have Dakar attack. And then we'll also just have Maxim attack. No, we'll have Maxim heal Guy since Maxim is not doing so well in terms of damage output. And Sullen's doing really well in terms of damage output. Okay. Attack. Let's see what you have. Not anything too helpful right now. Heals user of all damage. It's somewhat useful. I guess we'll cast on Dakar. And then we will also have Sullen use Fireball. There we go. Okay, cool. Look at that. And then Guy and Dakar should make short work of the groupie here. Also, I wonder if they mean by magic damage or heal them of all damage. I wonder if they mean that it's basically like Guy's poison, or if it's something else, because that did nothing to Dakar. If it healed him, fully of all damage, he would be 400 something health, not at like 4 health. So I guess that was a basically useless skill. Okay, so now we have Iris in our party for now. She's not actually going to be a combatant for us, though. Would be pretty cool if we could use her as a combatant. Yeah, I guess here we're just going to do this. And cool. I guess what we'll do now is this right here. Okay, that wasn't what I wanted. This is what I wanted. Oh, and there's the thing from earlier. Sweet. So maybe we are actually getting this full shrine in. Okay, cool. Fury Ring. Not sure how useful that is, but it might be useful. I guess we'll take a look at it here in just a second. Okay, Fury Ring. Can't equip, can't equip, can't equip, and equip. Doesn't look worth it. And what benefit is there? Can only be worn by women. Lets them express their feelings freely. Yeah, that's a weird sentence. Like, lets them is a weird sentence. And then express their feelings freely is a weird sentence. Especially since they didn't capitalize the E in express. Like, I don't know. It's just a weird sentence. Anyway, let's continue on here. I honestly don't feel like I have to fight anything else in here. I think we're decently powered for getting through here and getting to the next area. And here's what we wanted. I wanted this. I guess we can probably handle these guys. I think a fireball is probably the best first option. And where is it? Perish, absorb. Oh, this is Maxim. That's why it's not there. It's like, oh my god, I lost the fireball. We will hit them with a blizzard from Maxim and then a fireball from Sun. Sweet. Oh, that was a very good heal. That's the best heal I've seen this whole game. Oh man. It looks like I have to drop into there. I guess we'll see how. Should be right here. Can I bomb that, or how do I do it? Okay, yeah, that's the question of the day. How to get over there? Yeah, I think that means I have to go find something to, like a switch or something to destroy. I don't know. Oh, here we go. Here we go. That's what I missed. Gotta blow up some pillars, and then once we blow these up, it'll drop down. So, we'll pull this out again. We'll stun this enemy. There we go. And look at that. That came down. And we can go up. We don't have to fight anyone. And we just have a free walkway straight to the stairs. Nice. Okay. That is the shrine. Looks like we have lost a car, so that's not good. Dumb people always make it through alright. I feel like that is true. Like, yeah, there's people who are, you know, not the most intelligent, you know, probably due to personal choice, and they always seem to make it through. Like, always seems like things work out for them, even when you really like see that it probably shouldn't. It still always does. So, with that though, I think I'm going to save up there. We did make it 14 hours. Honestly, I am feeling exhausted, and Misty's back for more, so I'm going to lay down, pet my cat for a bit, and then I'm just going to hop back on later today. And once I do that, yeah, I will finish things up. So, I'm going to raid one of my friends. Their name is Yellow Man Gordon. I'm not sure what they're streaming. It looks like something retro. I'm not sure what though. If I can get this right, we will get the raid set up. And I guess while I'm thinking about it, let me make sure I saved. Okay, I did. So I'm going to close my El Gato capture. And yeah, I'm going to take a break for now. I'll continue sometime later today. I'm going to raid Yellow Man Gordon. He's one of my close friends. He's a pretty cool dude. And yeah, I guess I will catch you guys later. Thank you for being here. And hopefully I'll see you for part 2 of this. And part 2, I'm hoping to finish up the rest of the game. And yeah, you guys have a great one.
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out where to go. PlayStation 2 games are really great in graphics, as you can tell. I'm looking for a code. I got my PS2 up and running that has games loaded onto it, so it's kind of like an EverDrive. Kind of. Oh, you fuck.